This evening, first, presidential crackdown on reckless roads usage. President Ali unveils a bold three-part strategy to combat Ghana's rising road fatalities. Find out how new regulations could reshape traffic safety and accountability. Plus, strengthening ties. Ghana and India signed landmark agreements spanning agriculture, healthcare, and infrastructure. Hear what these partnerships mean for Ghana's future and why Prime Minister Modi's visit is making headlines. Also, Bartica drivers pay the price. 2 residents plead guilty to drunk driving charges, facing hefty fines or jail time. Could this signal a turning point for road safety enforcement? And Men's Health Matter. In honor of International Men's Day, a nationwide screening initiative targets prostate cancer and other health risks, why early detection is more important than ever for Guyanese men. Finally, South Africa's mine rescue drama. Hundreds of trapped miners remain underground, sparking a tense standoff with authorities. What's keeping them below and why the situation is so complex? These and other stories coming up on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for November 21st, 2024. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, amid rising traffic accidents, President Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali held a meeting this morning with the Attorney General and senior officials of the Ghana Police Force to strategize a 3-part plan to enhance road safety measures. First, the President emphasized the urgent need for robust enforcement mechanisms to ensure the safe and efficient use of the country's roadways. This comes as traffic accident statistics reveal an alarming trend, prompting calls for decisive action to prevent further loss of life.
We cannot continue to have this type of indiscipline on our roadways, especially with the trucks and truck drivers. So whilst we will hold truck drivers responsible, I have asked the Attorney General to examine the laws to see where there are gaps so that truck owners can also have the responsibility of ensuring their drivers work within guidelines.
President Ali said drivers need to comply with the law and the authorities are expected to implement stricter regulations and enforcement to curb reckless driving and promote adherence to traffic laws. Second, the president spoke about persons driving under the influence of alcohol. He said bar owners have the responsibility to relieve drivers of their keys and not sell alcohol to drivers.
I've asked the Guyana Police Force to also ensure that this law is enforced and implemented to the maximum. First of all bars must carry signage within the bars to effect this law. Today, the Guyana Police Force is once again going to send the wording for such signage that must be placed in every single bar across the country.
The president said there has been discussions with the Attorney General to amend the law to suspend bar license if the owners do not comply with the regulations. Thirdly, the president spoke about the misuse, abuse, and illegal use of sirens and flashing lights. This announcement follows rising concerns about civilians misusing these devices to bypass traffic, undermining public safety.
If you have sirens and emergency lights illegally on your vehicle, I'm asking you to remove them immediately. I've asked the Attorney General to amend the laws with a fine and suspension of license for persons who are illegally using license and sirens. And for those security companies and others especially who are granted permission for the use of lights, the law will also provide for the removal of those lights and suspension of your security license if you're abusing those siren and lights.
The Ghana Police Force will also be clamping down on shops selling the illegal lights, and persons installing them. The president said we cannot continue the carnage on our roadways. Continuing on our coverage of reckless road use, 2 Bartica residents appeared before Magistrate Tariq Mohammed at the Bartica Magistrates Court this week, where they pleaded guilty to charges of driving under the influence of alcohol, contrary to Ghana's Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act. In the first case, Joel Sumra, a 50-year-old driver from 4th Avenue, Bartica, admitted to the charge and was fined $200,000. Failure to pay the fine will result in 3 months imprisonment. In a separate hearing, Nathaniel Burrows, a 25-year-old laborer of Agatage Village, Bartica, pleaded guilty to the same offense. He received an identical penalty of $200,000 or an alternative sentence of 3 months imprisonment if the fine was not paid. Both cases underscore ongoing enforcement efforts to deter drunk driving and promote road safety in the region. 2 minors faced the Camarang Magistrates Court for unrelated charges of narcotics trafficking and sexual offense. More from Malcolm Carter.
2 minors appeared before the Camarang Magistrates Court on Tuesday to answer unrelated charges involving narcotics trafficking and a sexual offense. In the first case, Leonor Gonzalez, a 26-year-old Venezuelan national, pleaded guilty to charges of narcotics possession for the purpose of trafficking, contrary to the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substances Control Act. Gonzalez was found in possession of cocaine and cannabis. He was sentenced to 40 months imprisonment for the cocaine charge and 36 months for the cannabis charge, with the sentences to run concurrently. In a separate matter, Chester Thompson, a 67-year-old minor from Kaikan Village, appeared before Magistrates R. Singh to answer to the charge of sexual activity with a child under 16 years, contrary to Section 11(3) of Sexual Offences Act. The incident allegedly occurred on March 6, 2024. Thompson was not required to plead to the indictable charge and was granted bail for $200,000. The matter has been adjourned to December 17, 2024 for the filing of statements. These cases highlight ongoing judicial actions addressing serious criminal offenses in the mining community. Reporter for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Stick around when we return. Ghana and India formalize agreements to boost health, energy, and agriculture sectors. And Men on a Mission and Ministry of Health host nationwide prostate and health screening initiative.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose
seasoning. Next, this chicken that we marinate, soak for all you wanna know nothing with Pepe's green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document planting flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with Pepe's barbecue sauce. Radica went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Pepe's has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Pepe's, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. It is the civic duty and legal responsibility of all persons who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for registration. By doing so, you will be ensuring that you are issued a national identification card and be included in the official lists of electors for future elections, providing you meet all eligibility criteria. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Ghana and India signed 5 memorandum of understanding to enhance collaboration in hydrocarbons, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, agriculture, and economic and human capital development. The agreements were exchanged at the State House, Georgetown, following bilateral discussions between President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali and Indian Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on Wednesday, November 20th. President Ali hailed the agreements as a milestone, particularly for the agricultural sector, emphasizing their potential to foster climate resilience and precision agriculture, support digital infrastructure, and create better farmer opportunities. Ghana is set to benefit from India's expertise in digitalization, urban development, telemedicine, and vaccine manufacturing, supporting plans for a regional vaccine production hub. The agreements also explore traditional medicine alongside modern pharmaceutical advancements. A joint working group will be established to oversee the implementation of these agreements, ensuring efficiency. President Ali lauded Prime Minister Modi's leadership and developmental initiatives, highlighting their relevance for developing nations like Guyana. Prime Minister Modi reaffirmed India's commitment to fostering mutual beneficial partnerships. He emphasized India's focus on human resource development and its continued contributions to Guyana's infrastructure projects, including the nearing completion of the East Coast, the East Bank, Demerara Road. The agreement significantly deepened ties between the two nations, which have shared diplomatic relations since 1966. Earlier today, Prime Minister Modi gave a special address at the Ghana's National Assembly. This address is part of his 3-day state visit to Guyana. On a different note, Men on a Mission celebrated International Men's Day with nationwide health screenings, promoting early detection of prostate cancer and offering free treatments. Malcolm Carter has more details.
In observance of International Men's Day, Men on a Mission and the Ministry of Health organized a nationwide prostate and health screening initiative across Guyana. The initiative provided men with crucial health tests, including the prostate-specific antigen test, blood pressure checks, and random blood sugar tests. The screening drive, held on November 19, 2024, saw participation from men across the country, including members of the Guyana Defense Force. Brigadier Omar Khan, Chief of Defense Staff, emphasized the importance of knowing one's health status, stating that it enables individuals to take control of their lives and health, ensuring greater productivity. Prostate cancer, a leading cause of male cancer-related deaths in Guyana, is often diagnosed too late, making early detection vital. The government is offering free surgeries for men in the early stages of prostate cancer, and tests are available at various regional hospitals. Men over 45, smokers, and those with obesity or a family history of prostate cancer are especially encouraged to undergo regular checkups. MOM's Lieutenant Colonel Bageshwar Malri urged men to prioritize their health, noting that regular checkups help with early diagnosis and empower men to become positive role models for others. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Don't go away after the break. Mozambique kidnapping, rapid increase in demands for ransom payment, and Texas offers Trump land for migration deportation facilities.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radica went to the supermarket and she probably buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's the best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Carter and welcome to tonight's regional and international news. Authorities in the Dominican Republic dismantled an international drug network, arresting 6 men and seizing nearly 1,000 pounds of marijuana. Joint raids by the National Drug Control Directorate and Santiago Prosecutor's Office targeted Dominican and Jamaican suspects. Officers found 96 packages of marijuana totaling 989 pounds and arrested 2 men. Further raids uncovered additional evidence, including vehicles, scales, and communication equipment. 4 Jamaican nationals were also apprehended. Authorities believe the group smuggled marijuana from Jamaica for distribution across northern provinces. The suspects face charges under Dominican Republic drug laws. Meanwhile, Texas has offered 1,400 acres along the U.S.-Mexico border to President-elect Donald Trump for a detention facility supporting mass deportation. The Texas General Land Office stated the site could facilitate the largest deportation of violent criminals in U.S. history, aligning with Trump's immigration promises. Texas officials back Trump's border policies, but other southern border states oppose aiding mass deportations. Critics highlight logistical, financial, and legal hurdles, while right groups promise challenges. Immigration experts warn of potential red-blue state divides and the strain on existing facilities, as ICE detention numbers near capacity amid increasing deportation plans under the incoming administration. Internationally, kidnapping for ransom in Mozambique has rapidly increased in recent years. It's now so common that families are paying ransom amounts in installments to get their loved ones back. Al Jazeera's Famida Miller reports.
In the front and in the back. So there were cars in the front, they blocked the way. Then the other cars in the back, they blocked the way also. He couldn't go front and back. So at this place he got kidnapped.
Nazir Luna talks about the night his father Yaqub was abducted 6 years ago in Maputo. The kidnappers demanded $10 million for his release, an amount Nazir had no way of paying. A month later, that figure was dropped to $3 million.
So we tried to arrange the money and we gave it here in Mozambique. At night, they had shown us a place. We had to stop by every petrol pump to open all the car, the deep back, everything, for them to be shown that is no police inside of the car.
Yaqub was released 54 days after he was taken. The 82-year-old died months later, Nazir says, from the trauma and depression. Since 2010, police have recorded 185 kidnapping cases. 288 suspects have been arrested. Ahead of the recent presidential elections, members of the business community took to the streets to demand the government do more to stop the kidnappings, primarily of business people and their families. More kidnappings are being carried out than ever before, and the families of victims we've spoken to say little's being done to stop what appears to be a growing and lucrative industry. The most recent incident took place in broad daylight just weeks ago on this busy road in Maputo. CCTV footage captures the moment the Portuguese businessman was taken from a street in the capital. He and another man were rescued 2 weeks later by the National Criminal Investigation Service, or CERNIC. The Minister of the Interior, Pascal Ronda, says some of those kidnappings are organized outside of Mozambique, making it difficult to stop. The Confederation of Economic Associations says the rising number of kidnappings is driving away business.
I have used my contacts to talk to the President of Mozambique. You see, I have talked to others, ministers, prime ministers, everyone. I couldn't get help from no one.
A sentiment that resonates with other victims and their families, demanding not only help, but safety too. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Maputo, Mozambique.
Finally, police have barred residents from helping an operation to rescue hundreds of informal miners from a disused gold mine in South Africa. Members of the miners' community say the men have been trapped 2 kilometers underground by police for months. Police say the miners are refusing to surface and face charges. Al Jazeera's Malcolm Webb reports.
Mine rescue experts have taken over the top of the mine shaft where hundreds of informal miners have spent weeks, possibly months below. Public pressure mounted after police were accused of trying to starve them out. Volunteers from the miners' community say they delivered food, recovered several people alive and 1 dead body with a rope last week. They're no longer allowed on the site.
They must speed up the process. People are dying underneath. People are starving underneath. People are dehydrated underneath. You see? So what they must do, they must just fast track their process.
The community volunteers hadn't brought anybody up since Saturday.
People involved in the operation say the grader, the excavator have been removing boulders and rubble from around the top of the shaft so that none of it's knocked into the shaft down onto the people below, in preparation for building a crane or a tripod over the top from which a cable can lower an elevator cage down 2.5 kilometres to the miners below.
Police say the miners are criminals and they're refusing to come out. They say they're free to join hundreds of illegal miners who came out the shaft of one of the few remaining operational gold mines nearby. Others, who know the mines, told us the tunnels don't connect or have been blocked or flooded. More than a century of natural resource extraction hasn't left lasting benefits for many people here. Most of the gold mines closed about 30 years ago. Many of the informal miners come from the nearby apartheid-era township of Kuma. People here told us the shops and bars are busiest when the informal miners are working, and that after a 3-month police crackdown, people are struggling.
We are going to continue putting our lives in danger by...
Olibocheng Machoro says international mining companies left behind gaping mine shafts and poverty.
Those ones who shout about profit, where are they? They are living so nicely, cruising in their families, in their countries there. For us to earn a living, what are we going to do? We'll end up going down there so that we can have something to eat. If the government can just come to the party so that we can do this thing according to the law in a safe way so that we can prevent loss of lives.
The rescue operation could take days. Everyone's waiting to find out how many people are still underground and how many of them are still alive. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Stilfontein, South Africa.
Thanks, Malcolm. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it to be 2 headline news for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 5:30 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.